I'm gonna chuck in 2 more sticks, 2 more pieces of wood, and I'm gonna get my temperature back up to 250 degrees or just above 250 degrees. And we will continue, or I will continue to cook.
One eternity later.
All right, so I have gone ahead and I've cooked the brisket and it's all done. So at this point, I'm going to slice it up. So, time for the moment of truth. Hey yo, this is Dash. Yeah! So here is the first brisket, and these are in no particular order. This is the first brisket. And again, if you remember, the briskets were about 12 pounds each, or 12.2 pounds each. So first thing I always do is separate the point from the flat. I'm going to come in between, you can see right in here. I'm going to stick the knife in between the point and the flat. There's a good bit of fat, and I'm going to come up to take the point off, and then you can go down and you'll see this is again the separation. I'm going to put the point off to the side. We'll slice that up in a second. Now I'm going to, take some of this fat off of the top, just to make it flat so I can cut it easier. I'm going to flip it back over. Now I'm going to come in and slice up the brisket. Again, the grain is running this way. I'm going to run my knife this way, perpendicular to the grain. Now, the whole point of this, me telling you guys about putting brisket in the smoker cold, hopefully you can see that there. There is a huge smoke ring on that brisket. Again, the brisket was cold when it went into the smoker. And had I cooked it at a lower temperature, the smoke ring would have been even greater. It's crazy. Very nice smoke ring here. And again, the smoke ring has nothing to do with the flavor of the brisket. It just makes it look pretty. Alright, so I'm going to get this back into the original pan and put it off to the side, and then bring the point over. Okay, with the point, there's a good bit of fat on the end. I'm going to cut right across it to square it up. And I don't have much of the actual meat here. This is majority fat, but I'm going to put that off to the side. Then I'm going to come, now the grain on the point runs this way. So what you do is you cut the point into smaller pieces this way with the grain. Okay, and I'm going to set these up and off. Come back in here, trim some of this fat from in between the muscles, and a little more of the fat from in between the muscles. Now, to cut against the grain, you saw me turn it this way and we'll come in and slice this thin. Your knife should be sharp, and then you won't have any issues getting the point sliced thinly. Now, here is the point. Now, you can see that there's a decent amount of penetration of the smoke, even with the fact that this is where the fat was or is. So that smoke penetrated down in there as well. I'm going to caption this picture, the smoke ring is on point. Hopefully you get that. So when it comes to the end of the brisket, I slice all the other pieces of brisket this way. For whatever reason, it's easier usually because this is kind of an odd shaped piece if you stand it up on its end and then slice it this way. Use the cut that you had to help you, pay attention, and get that flat piece so you'll have a nice even place for your cut. Alright, one done. Alright, the second brisket, same thing. Now, one of the things that I do, and this more or less just for me, is I come in here and I'll square the brisket up this way. And then what ends up happening with this piece here, this is usually what I end up giving, or I end up eating this piece myself, or my wife has that piece. So just square it up to make it nice and neat. So now that I've cut that open, you can see the difference between the point and the flat underneath. I'm gonna stick my knife right in here, in between the two muscles, in the fat, and then we're gonna come right up, and that's how I'm gonna separate them. Then I'm gonna take my knife and go backwards, and it'll take some practice, but you'll be able to feel where the point and the flat come together and where you have this fat that's running through, and you can cut in between there and separate the two muscles. Okay, so there you have it. You guys saw me cut up both briskets. You guys saw amazing smoke rings on both briskets. Again, in summation, it is not about what you season or anything like that. How you get a decent smoke ring on your brisket is by having your brisket be cold and your smoker be cooler. So 225 to 250. Even with me running my smoker at between 250 and 275, I got a decent smoke ring. Had I run the smoker a little cooler, I could have gotten a better smoke ring than what I have here, but this is phenomenal. So thank you very much again, as always, for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. If you like what you saw today, if you learned something, please leave me a thumbs up down below. And I'll see you guys next time.